about the Messi thing.
Anything else on the Messi front, Chris, before we move on?
No, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm falling out. I told you, I never want to bring this guy's name up again.
I don't know, man. This Messi thing is just a freaking mess. What a disaster.
I don't want to hear this name ever again until it's official. But they got me back.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 83 of the Battered Herons podcast, a special midnight edition of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, is Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
I didn't know I signed up for guaranteed 2+ goals per game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is amazing. This is amazing.
Yes. But you know what's funny, though? I thought today's game wasn't that fun, though.
It wasn't. It was a little more boring than the other games. But hey,
Yes.
4 goals, bro. I'll take that and run with it, baby.
No, 100%. But you know what? It was weird today because this is what, the 5th game now with Messi, and out of the, I mean, obviously the ones have been very dramatic in fashion, but even the Atlanta game where we won 4-0, it just felt more exciting. Is it that we're getting spoiled? Do you think that's what it is?
I mean, I don't want to say that we're getting spoiled, but like I'm really enjoying that the last 4 games, we've had 4 goals out of the last 3 out of the 4, and then the one against Orlando City, we had 3 goals. Like I am legitimately enjoying that to the maximum. It's a beautiful thing. Like this is an amazing feeling.
Well, let me give you an interesting stat, right? So I was lucky enough that my brother drove to the game, so I was able to look up some stats on the way home. And how many goals do you think we scored in 22 regular season games so far this year?
I'd say 14.
No, well, damn. The worst team I think is like 18 or 16.
Okay.
Maybe so we weren't that bad, but 22 goals in 22 games. All right. 22 goals in 22 games, regular season before Messi gets here. Remember, when Messi got here, we were riding an 11-game winless streak. It was a mess. It was a mess.
Yeah.
In 5 games that Messi has been here for the Leagues Cup, 5 games, we've scored 17 goals.
That's amazing. That's beautiful,
like, what
man.
is this? What world are we living in? Messi's world. This is Messi's world, and we just live in it. And man, I'm so happy right now.
Well, and not only, I mean, look, Eric Carr just wrote in the chat, I like boring 4-0 wins. I will take a boring 4-0 win over a 1-1 garbage game.
For the record, the person that said they saw me taking down a snow cone, that was me. My wife wanted to buy a snow cone. I wanted no parts of it, but Chris's wife decided to buy her an alcoholic beverage. And we had the snow cone in hand, and she's like, well, I guess you're going to have to eat it now. So, yes, that was me for sure. So, next time, say hi.
Yeah, man. It was fun. It was fun.
So
it was a fun game. And it
cool,
was my wife's first showing, too.
Oh, first time she got to see Messi?
Yeah, first time she got to see Messi.
It was fun out there. Now, I mean, I guess we're going to get into the game now. But before we get into the game, when we were driving home, we started texting each other, and we said, oh, shit, Philly's game is tied up. It might go to penalties.
That was
we might have a home game on Tuesday, but unfortunately, that is not what happened. So not only did Philadelphia win in a late game heroics by it was some kid Donovan that scored his first ever career goal, I think, with Philadelphia.
Yes.
But now we're gonna play against Philadelphia, which is one hell of a team, and we're also playing in Philly. So the only chance now that we have a home game now from now until I think September, right? So like that's it.
Yeah.
Everybody got their Messi fixed in August. You're gonna have to wait till September unless we play Monterrey and they beat LAFC and we play them either in the final or in the 3rd place game. But
if I'm not mistaken, I think Monterrey is losing 2-0.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so just know that we're not gonna see Messi and friends here in Miami for I'll check it out right now.
I wanna mention something here. Yeah, they got robbed, Mike V. Mike V is saying that Querétaro got robbed. And
offside?
For sure, let me tell you, they got robbed blindly. It was bad. That they deserved to go to penalties, And the fact that some guy got the red card called on him, and then all of a sudden you have that offsides play. I mean, I don't want to do like Philly game breakdown. If you want, go watch Todd the God for that. He's coming this week too.
Yes. By the way, we got Todd the God already for Monday at 9:00. So if you
He's
want
already
to
locked in, baby.
he's already locked in. He said, "I'm looking forward to being with you guys, but not really looking forward to the game." Why? Because everybody is shook when it comes to Inter Miami, which is it's a nice change of pace than what we're used to. But I mean, I hope the Cinderella story doesn't end now. Can we call it a Cinderella story since Messi's on our team?
I mean, we could call it a Cinderella story. We were literally the worst team in the East.
Yeah, I mean,
so I don't care what anybody says. It's a Cinderella story. It's a comeback.
Yeah, okay.
It's a comeback story. We're LL Cool J, all right?
All right, so I guess let's get into the game. What were your main? Oh wait, a lot of people talking about how they're worried about Philly road trip. Real quick, Philly road trip sounds awesome. I would love to. I was talking to my wife like we should go to Philly, but the thing is with road games, it's difficult enough paying for tickets here in Miami. But people here in Miami, for the most part, know if they don't see him today. By the way, the next home game is August 30th against Nashville. And if they don't see him on August 30th against Nashville, they can wait till Sporting KC on September 8th and so on. We have more opportunity to see Messi. On the road, those people in those towns know I either see Messi this game or maybe I got to wait till next year and you never know what's going to happen. So tickets are really expensive for road games. So I really don't think that too many people are going to be making it out. I hope La Familia, some of the supporter groups or just fans in general make it out, but I can't imagine I would. Well, go ahead.
And I want to talk a little bit about prices, right? And I'll mention the road game, and then I want to talk a little bit about today's game too, because resellers, you guys are filthy. And thank goodness that you guys didn't make back whatever you thought millions you were going to make in today's sales. But regardless.
Mike V's a good guy, by the way. I'm sorry.
Yes, Mike V is a good guy. You just gotta know how to deal with the banter, baby. Come on, baby. So, talking a little bit about the Philly game, and I was talking to my wife about it, and we were looking at some of the road games, and she said, "Wow, these prices are outrageous." And here we are complaining about how the prices are for our games. In reality, these other teams, they only get to see Messi once. So you're talking about that they're gonna charge double, triple, quadruple the rate that we're actually charging for people to see games here at Dry Pink Stadium. So for us that want to travel, it's going to be nearly impossible unless you got deep pockets, or you got a high credit limit or something like that. That's literally the only way you're going to do it. Go ahead.
If it was the final, I would probably pay the price. Because you want to go see the first. This could be the first trophy ever if they win.
You're gonna pay final prices for Los Angeles, California.
I mean, if it's Messi and Inter Miami and all that,
you're gonna do that. Not? That's like $600 a pop, baby.
But this is there's only one time that you win your first trophy in franchise history.
Yeah,
and this would be it, or could be it.
I mean, so good luck. You're gonna be competing with people that live in Los Angeles that are already they make $600 while breathing over there.
I'd bet that if the final is against LAFC, that they possibly move that game to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
and once you move it to the Rose Bowl, there's like 1 billion seats. The tickets won't be that hard to find. The seats won't be that great, but you'll be in there.
This is a good question by Slish. I think that's a L. I'm gonna just be safe and say it's Slish. Why is it that American games don't start on time? Good morning to you too, my friend. Because we're America.
Here. That's across all sports generally, unless it's baseball. Baseball is pretty accurate with their first pitch, but most games, if it's the 1 o'clock starts, it's NFL. It starts at 1:05. NBA 8:30 starts at 8:40, and MLS usually give it 8 or 9 minutes. I'm not sure why that is, but that definitely something that we do.
Well, look at what Caitlin Galvin is saying. LAFC regular season tickets already 600 plus. Danny, you got to get rid of a limb before you get a seat in their house.
But if it's in the Rose Bowl, which I'm not saying it is, they haven't said that. But if it's in the Rose Bowl, all of a sudden you have, I don't know how much does the Rose Bowl fit? So, but if it's a
Well,
lot,
someone mentioned here they move it to Rose Bowl,
90,000, 90,000
100,000
seats.
seats.
That's 90,000. If 90,000, you could find seats for 100, $200. It's going to be nosebleeds, but you'll be there. So I think you could do
Well,
it.
I can't wait to see the prices, but I mean we got to worry about the dupe poopers first, okay?
Well, let's
But
talk about this game first.
yes. So I want to talk a little bit about the tickets before we get into the game. I
Okay.
love the fact that the ticket prices dropped and all of you resellers can eat it big time because I saw a ton of you drop it down to like 110 and not even sell your tickets, you filthy animals.
Well, that was
Am I wrong
frustrating
for
for
saying
me.
that? Oh,
Yeah.
it was very frustrating.
It
I'm
was
not
very
laughing.
frustrating because I dropped a decent amount on
Hold on.
seats.
I want to mention this comment. It's the second time I seen this comment by Seamderman. And we got a couple videos talking a little bit about the MLS. We were going to make a video about the drafting system, so don't worry. In due time, we'll get to a video talking a little bit about the draft system. Okay, just be on the lookout for that.
I forgot where I was going.
You were talking about the ticket sales, the frustration that you had.
Yeah, because I spent a decent amount on my tickets, and they weren't necessarily the best tickets, right? I was like row 15, and I started seeing tickets today. I guess these resellers were stressed because they were losing money, and then I saw tickets row 1, row 2 for $120. I was like, so what's the play here? Like next time, should I try to jump on and get them as soon as that link is available, or should I just wait it out until the last day? Like Solana keeps telling me, just do that, just wait till the last day. I'm like, but I want to guarantee my decent seats. So I don't even know what to do with this play anymore.
Yeah. I mean that's the sort of game of chicken that you're playing here with the seller and the market, right? Like you're just hoping it drops down like it did today. But luckily we were able to hit the game live today. It was fantastic. The energy, I haven't felt that energy. Yeah, it was very hot, but I love the energy in the stadium. It was amazing.
I need to put a disclaimer out there. Chris had only been to the Cruz Azul game, so he doesn't understand the energy that there's been in the other games. Today, I thought there was a little bit of a drop off. I didn't feel the energy I felt during the Atlanta game, during the Orlando game.
The last game you had was Orlando, so of course you're gonna feel a drop off.
Well, and the Atlanta one also, I guess maybe because it was his first start, and they put up 4 goals in the first 55 minutes. But the energy during the Atlanta game and the Orlando games, and even the Cruz Azul game, they were much better than today's. Today's, it wasn't bad, but it was definitely not those first 3 home games.
Esteban Dito, he's chiming in here trying to see if we make a collective travel, if they make it to the final. I think we should. I'll see if I can rent out a yellow school bus, pack in like 50, 60 super fans, and let's do it. 8 Mayor is also chiming in. Where's the name of the stadium of the next Inter Miami game? I don't know the name, but they're going to be playing in Philadelphia.
I'll find out the name for you right now.
Yeah, so Philadelphia is where they're going to be playing. It is grass, so that's great. And
Subaru Park,
and they show out, and
it's a beautiful stadium too. I love the way you can see that bridge in the background and all that. All right, so let's finally get into today's game.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so overall, it felt like this. We said that Charlotte wasn't very good. Worst defense in the league.
Yes,
by far. And I think it was never more apparent. I'm going to jump ahead and then we'll go back. But that last goal where Campana kind of laid it off to Messi.
Yes.
If you look back at that goal, I was watching the replays while I was driving home, and nobody closed in on Campana. They let him pick and choose where he wanted to go with that ball. Charlotte is, unfortunately for our guy Danny that joined us the other day, your team sucks, bro. Like, your team is really, really bad. Like, I figured that we would put 4 up on you guys, but I wanted to give you 2 because I don't know, like, our defense isn't that great. Like, your team sucks. Charlotte is really bad. I feel bad because Charlotte's such nice people, and he was so nice, but their team sucks. Like, it was really bad.
If I could be devil's advocate here, I started to realize that in the second half is when they started kind of putting the puzzle pieces together, where you started seeing some smarter linking plays, and they started sort of lobbying it in for headers, And this was, like I said, in the second half. You could tell that they started gelling a little bit better on offense, but it was just too late. I think they only had 2 really good, solid attacks in the second half.
I don't remember
Other
any.
than that, I'm gonna have to show it to you.
They look bad. They look really bad. At no point
look,
and I don't think that our defense necessarily is great. They had a decent game. And one thing I want to point out before we start going over the order of the goals and we start talking about those in detail, I don't want this to go without being said. Dixon Arroyo played a good game, and obviously I have to watch because I watched it live, so I have to watch it back on TV. So I don't know if you could see it on TV as much because you just follow the camera, but I was noticing he played a very good game. The weakness that we have is that we're so aggressive. Our fullbacks push up so high that we need our defending midfielder to come back almost like a third center back in the center so that Miller and Christoph can kind of spread out. And he was coming back and he was doing a good job of being that third center back. Now, I don't know if that has a lot to do with the fact that Charlotte sucks. So maybe it made them look better. But at no point did I feel like Charlotte was threatening. And I thought that Dixon Arroyo played a really good game. And I haven't seen, when I got on Twitter to see what everybody was saying, I didn't see anybody bring him up, but I did want to give him his flowers because I thought that he did play a very good game.
I actually liked the fact that he was coming back and sort of like filling in for Yedlin when Yedlin was pushing up. And Yedlin was getting at it, right? He was pushing up in a way where like he was literally pressuring really high. And so I think, and I started to notice that more in the second half, that Dixon Arroyo and Robert Taylor, what they're doing is they're filling in for the right and left wing back when the right and left wing back shoot up too high. So Robert Taylor,
Robert Taylor's done.
Well, I mean, I don't know about he's done. I don't think he's done. It's just he's got to find his little spots. I mean,
he's got to find them, but
yeah, Jordi Alba's consuming it, but he's got to find the spot. I mean, look, you can't compare him having Noah Allen behind him versus having Jordi Alba behind him. Obviously, he's just going to command a bigger presence with the ball.
And let me just be clear. I didn't mean like he's done as in like I think he sucks or like it's over for him. That's not what I meant.
But like
I meant,
his role, like his role,
Jordi Alba just took over that role. Like that left side that Robert Taylor was just dominating because he had so much space. No more space. And I think he did a great job running into that space. He had to cut into the right and he filled in that space after the Joseph run. Beautiful play. We're going to get to that right now. But he did a good job finding space.
Listen,
but that left side, that's Jordi Alba and Robert Taylor.
It's all day.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into it.
And Money Matthew is saying same with Stefanelli. Stefanelli, yeah, he's done.
Oh, no, Stefanelli's done for sure. Yeah. And Mike V said that Tata hugged Joseph in a way that kind of says, "I'm sorry, son, you're done." Yeah. Obviously, I was watching from the stand, so I didn't get to see that, but I'm going to look back at that. Joseph.
Somebody asked, "How's Joseph? What's our critique on Joseph?" I mean, look, you got your little penal. Like, okay, all right.
No, but Joseph, like one thing that frustrated me, I watched him do that stupid dummy pass again, and like I gotta. That's his go-to. It's like he's scared to touch the ball because he has such a bad first touch. Like I'm not sure what it is, but going finally back into the game, 12 minutes in, we get our first goal, and I want to say the foul that they finally called was on Dixon Arroyo, or Dixon Arroyo got fouled in the box, but there was like 2 other penalties that had happened just seconds before. I believe there was a handball and another foul. I think that there was going to be a penalty call no matter what in that point. And last episode we said they were second in the league in penalties conceded.
Yeah.
It showed its hand. We knew that they were going to be undisciplined, and we said they're probably going to get a penalty, and they got it. So we got it. And are you surprised that Messi once again gave it off to Joseph?
Well, and I'm not surprised because Messi's going to get his before Joseph's going to get his, right? I mean, the thing about Joseph that I've noticed is that he's super confident when it comes to penalty kicks. And from what I hear, a lot of people say just in the past that that Messi isn't a great PK kicker, right? I don't know if that's like a false or what.
No, it's like one of those things where like he's so great, you have to find something to criticize. And he doesn't bang in 90% of them. I want to say somewhere like 75 to 80%, somewhere in there, which I mean, I guess isn't the best ever, But like,
Yeah.
it's not like you go in there and you're like, oh fuck, he's gonna miss. Like, he's okay.
Oh well, look at what Rashid and we got Jacob saying Pentines, right? And then I mean, you guys are in the chat. You guys are just phenomenal. Rashid is also chiming in saying Messi always gave penalties to Neymar and Suarez.
I knew it was somewhere around there. Look, I got somebody saying 78%. Banny, I got somebody else saying 77%. I knew it somewhere between 75 and 80%. I know it's his conversion rate for penalties, which again, that's like basically 8 out of 10. Do you want it to be 9 out of 10? Yes. But 8 out of 10 isn't something that you're going to be like, I'm so scared. Please, Joseph, you take it. I'm sure if you look up Joseph, it's probably like in somewhere in the low 80s, mid 80s. So I wouldn't say too much. But are you surprised that he keeps doing it?
I'm not surprised. I mean, like I said, he's going to get his before Joseph does. And I think that he wants his strikers to have some more confidence. So I think it's a good play on him to give them up. I think, and it's tough because when you take a penalty, sometimes, I mean, if you miss, people are gonna look at you like, oh, is this guy done? Is he the worst soccer player ever in his? I mean, that's the way that I think of it. Like, it's like missing a crucial free throw. No, I mean, am I wrong, guys, for giving this like basketball analogy? When you miss a free throw, you're done.
Yes, the reason that it's not is because you have somebody in the goal trying to block your shot. Like when you're taking a free throw in basketball, it's you in the rim. The rim is open. There's no hand going back and forth. In the goal, a goalie can guess correctly. You could just kick it a little too high or a little too wide. So like it's different. It's definitely not like a free throw. So but I understand why you say that.
Well, I mean, that's just the way it plays out to me. And then just talking a little bit about the goals, we'll move on to the next one where you just said Robert Taylor is done, but then he gets a banger on the 32nd minute, assisted by Yedlin. And that was a beautiful goal too, man. I love that Robert Taylor's getting his.
I haven't had a chance to look at the stats, right? Because we decided to record today right after the game. So unfortunately, a couple things happen when we do that. I unfortunately don't have as many numbers as I like because I love numbers. But one thing I did notice, they are building up the left side a lot, right? It's Jordi Alba, Robert Taylor, Kremaki over there, Messi kind of floats off to the left. So it's a lot. It's very left heavy. They overload the left side. And on the right side, you kind of just see Yedlin just hanging out by himself. And Busquets did a beautiful job of just picking him out and got him into space. And then Yedlin, because nobody closed in on him, because Charlotte sucks, kind of had the chance to kind of just step on the ball and then wait for Robert Taylor to make that run. And I honestly thought that Messi was going to make the run. But Robert Taylor's like, nah, I got to get mine. And he hauled ass to that open space. And he did a good job finishing. And look, we've been calling him Neymar Light. I want to say in episode number 1, we were calling him Neymar Light. And I think that if he gets the opportunity, he's that guy. He has that skill. You saw it when he had the left side. He was dominating until Jordi Alba got here. If he gets his chances, he can convert, man. I think that Robert Taylor needs to find a place in this 11.
I kind of hate what the media is doing with Robert Taylor, where they're making him out to be like this backwoods soccer player straight from the gutter of street football. And it's like,
he was about to retire.
Yeah, like this guy was bagging groceries last week. Like, get out of here, man. Come on.
Taylor Twellman's the one that likes to play that story. Every time you hear Taylor Twellman talk about him, he's like, he was in the 3rd division in England and he was ready to start bagging groceries. But now Messi came in and everybody's searching him up on Google. It's like, no, man, you haven't been watching, man. This kid got skills. We knew he had skills. That's Neymar Light right there. All right. So going into halftime, 2-0. Charlotte didn't really threaten much. And at that point, I had a couple thoughts in my mind, and tell me what you think.
Yeah.
I posted something earlier in the day where I said, if we win tonight, we're going to have 5 games in the next 15 days. Right?
That's a ways they are.
So 5 games in 15 days. And it's not just like any 5 games. Like it's crucial knockout games, right? Like you got to win to continue. Like it's not like you could just like kind of take it easy. So I thought to myself, we're up 2-0. If we get a 3rd goal, maybe you want to look into sitting Messi, Busquets, Alba, Yedlin, like any of these players that we rely on heavily. Maybe we want to get them off a little early. Yeah. And that's not what we did. Am I alone on that? I'm
Quite
asking the
opposite.
chat. Yeah, I'm asking the chat, and I'm asking you. Do you think after we win up 3-0 that they should? And I know what a lot of people are going to say. Oh, but Messi refuses to get off the pitch. I get it. I know. I understand. But thinking long term, in the next 5 games in 15 days, like, should we not have thought about maybe conserving some energy? Maybe not for Messi, but for Busquets and Alba and these guys.
And I'm gonna answer your question, but before I do, I want to get to this solid dime of the day comment by Joe Shaw. He was in a Publix when Messi saw him and brought him to practice because he saw something special. He liked that he put the cold with the cold stuff and the dry with the dry stuff. I worked at Publix. I know how to bag groceries, baby. So that's how Robert Taylor bagged groceries, and that's why he's got a spot on this team. Now, as far as that is concerned, I think the whole Messi thing, you just kind of let him be. But Busquets, to me, I think is really critical to
It's a
bring
punching
him
bag
off of
out there.
Yes, because he's getting used and abused out there by the defenders.
Man.
And it seems like he gets the ball so much more, and guys are just like, boom, elbowing him, boom, shouldering him. And it's like, Busquets is one of those guys that if we're winning 2-0 or 3-0 by the 75th minute, Busquets, you got to take a chill pill, bro. We got to save you and your lanky body and make sure that you're decent enough to be able to play in the next game. He's one player I would kind of reserve just for defensive purposes. I don't know if maybe Dixon Arroyo is a good person to pull as well and just have David Ruiz come in because he's a dog anyway.
Well, David Ruiz made it in.
Yeah, and but you see, that was good, but I felt like it was a little later. Those are two players that I think, just because of the simple fact that we have kind of, I don't want to say flaws, but our center back position is a little sus, right? You want to make sure that you hold back on your holding center midfielders. Is that how they call it, Danny? Did I just use another soccer term? Holding center midfielders? What?
Well, you would have said holding midfielder. Would have been
holding midfielder. Guys, don't bag on me, okay? I use okay.
I like it. It was good stuff. Good stuff.
They're getting better. Maybe.
I like it.
And this is facts right here by Eric Carr. When Gregory is back, it's going to be beautiful.
Oh yeah, for sure. Look, and again, I want to say again, I thought Dixon Arroyo did a good job. Dixon Arroyo did what we needed Gregory to do, because this is what Gregory did. Gregory was great helping out the center backs behind him. Whenever he needed, he could be that third center back, and he could also push forward. And I think Dixon Arroyo did a great job of that today. So what we were at? We second goal, and then we went into the second half, and I felt like there was a lull there for a while.
Yeah,
nothing really crazy happening. Joseph just isn't. He's not converting the way we want him to. I know, and I've personally been one of the ones making excuses for him, right? I say he's not finishing and everybody's killing him for it, but I'm saying, he's linking up with Messi. He's creating space for other players. But today he just seemed off. And I think Messi's giving him these penalties to try to boost his confidence. And I appreciate that Messi does that. That is one hell of a teammate right there. But I don't think anything's working. I think this Joseph thing has to kind of be maybe put to bed, because like you have to give Campana more of a chance. Campana got 30 minutes today with Messi and I mean the starting 11, and I think that was nice to see. Now he didn't necessarily get a goal; he had one assist, but on that third goal, that was an own goal. That was a Campana run that the defender was trying to get in front of, which led to that own goal. And if Campana doesn't make that run, the defender doesn't find the need to go ahead and attack the ball the way he did, and that's what led to that own goal. Campana looked pretty good. Again, watching it live, I want to look back at the tape, but from what I saw from the stands, I thought Campana looked pretty good, and I wouldn't mind seeing him out there more often. We've been asking for it for a while. I've been trying not to trash Joseph too much while asking for Campana, but I think it's time for Campana to get the start from here on out.
I mean, look at what Mike V is saying in the chat, that Messi yelled at him today for losing the ball twice. After he jumped over the ball, he got pulled. I mean, I could tell you this much: after doing that move that he does, the dummy thing, at that point, you're getting off the field, dude. Like, what's going on here?
She said that Messi used to do that for Suarez also. So, man, I love. What is there not to like about Messi?
I don't
Messi
know,
is.
bro. I'd love to have an episode one day, guys, and we're not doing it today. We're just not. I'd love to have an episode of Ronaldo versus Messi because I really don't understand how Ronaldo gets all this love over Messi when,
He
like,
doesn't. He doesn't
clearly,
get love. He doesn't get love unless you're Portuguese. Look, I was, and people kill me on the YouTube comments for bringing up Real Madrid on this show, but I'm just saying, I'm a Real Madrid fan, and I never said Ronaldo was better
oh,
than Messi
forget it.
because
You're getting
it's
stabbed.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, Eric Carr said if Charlotte doesn't score that own goal, Campana does, and I agree. That was a
Yes.
great run that Campana made, and I really think that Campana showed that he should be out there, and
Well,
I think Joseph has shown that he shouldn't.
Well, and I'll tell you one thing about the own goal. My daughter messaged myself and my wife in the chat, says that dude for sure is getting fired. He's never touching another soccer ball in his life. So he's done. Look at this.
Bro,
Rohan even go
no,
ahead.
that's not true. That he said sorry, even Portuguese don't like him. That's not true.
There's no way that's true.
No, that guy's a god in Portugal.
There's
That's
no
what the guy's.
way.
All right. So that was the own goal again, created by I mean, I think it was a Messi pass, a Messi center, but it was Campana's run that kind of got the defender to kind of attack the ball the way he did. And then
Yeah.
the final goal was a little sloppy. Again, sloppy defending by Charlotte. The ball, Campana tried to get by the two defenders. It like ricocheted off of one of them and then just lay it in front of Campana. He did a beautiful job of avoiding the goalkeeper and kind of took it off wide left. And then he stepped on the ball. And I didn't realize when I was watching it live how the defenders just did nothing. And when you watch the replay, he stepped on the ball and just surveyed what was going on. And Messi just waltzed right into the open space and he just laid it. It was really bad. At that point is when I felt bad for Charlotte. I felt bad for Charlotte. I felt bad for Bank of America Center. I felt bad for Danny, the Emmy Award winner. I felt bad for LaMelo Ball. Michael Jordan sold you Charlotte Hornets because just Charlotte sucks, bro. Like that was really bad. Like just the city should just be really disappointed in that horrible display of defense today. Like it was really bad, and I feel for them. And it just felt too easy. It felt almost too easy.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, we're like we just slackled this team, like completely destroyed them, and you have Philly who just struggled out a dying game of 100+ minutes to bang out a last second goal. Like I'm kind of scared of Philly, and I've always told you I'm traumatized by the Doob 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 song, and Joe Shaw even mentioned it in the chat. Like I'm literally traumatized by that's one of my favorite goal like little chants that they have. I'm traumatized by that, and I don't know.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
and
tough
Eric,
for them.
yeah. Charlotte did the same thing to Yedlin on that second goal. They just didn't close them out. I don't know. It was really weird.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't think that is anybody here surprised that we beat Charlotte the way we did. Like you and I both said that they might score 2 goals. Part of me wanted to say 4-0, but I was like, man, this defense hasn't proven to me that they can shut teams out, so I can't say 4-0. So I said 4-1, 4-2. But it felt like there wasn't much of a worry. I remember we were driving to the game. My brother's like, nah, don't say that. Stop saying that they're going to win today. You just never know. Any game, a set piece, something. Maybe that's why the energy wasn't there because it almost felt like a gimme. And I feel bad. Maybe people in Charlotte be like, man, this guy's completely bashing our team. F this guy. And I apologize. But I really didn't feel any fear today. Now, going into Tuesday against Philadelphia, in Philadelphia, that scares me. That I'm more worried about. That's a team, right? Even though Gazdag is injured. So I think that bodes well for us. I'm worried about a game against Philadelphia. But today, it just Charlotte sucks. How many times over under? How many times have I said that? 5 already?
You said like 7, I think. I think 7. He said it like 7 times, right, guys?
Yeah, I've said it a few times, but it just wasn't a.
And I want to mention not only because this gentleman has a name called Upside Down with Chris. If we got a show together, send me the contract. All right, I'm not aware of this. Okay, how's Philly as a team? Listen, Philly, from my understanding, from the time that I've been watching MLS, they're a team that's been growing slowly but surely the right way, sort of like making sure that they develop their players. They're not getting big names, but they've been consistently pretty good.
We're gonna have an in-depth preview on Monday with Todd
Yeah,
the God. So
you
we're
don't want
gonna
to
have
miss
that.
that.
No, but I will tell you what we do know about Philly. Philly was the best team in the regular season last year. They almost broke. I don't know if they broke the record or got close to breaking the record of goals scored in a season by a team. And the scariest part of Philadelphia is that they returned their starting 11 this season. So
Yeah,
they brought back that squad that they had last year that made it to the final. They brought them all back this year. Now, if you look at the records in the Eastern Conference, their standings not great. I think they want to say they're like fourth or fifth, something like that.
yeah,
But the reason being, they had a lot of games going on at the beginning of the season. They had the Champions Cup, they had Open Cup, so they had a lot of games going on. So they didn't really put all their effort into the MLS regular season. And as soon as they got eliminated from those other tournaments, they just went on a wild like 10-game no losing streak. Like they
yeah.
won or drew for like 10 games in a row. So Philadelphia is a really good team. I want to say they're fourth or fifth in goals scored, and I want to say that they're third. I want to say off the top of my head in goals against. So they're good offensively, they're good defensively, and they have this guy Jose Martinez, which is just expect Busquets to catch like 3 or 4 cleats to the knee during the game because he is a dirty player. If you thought Arujo or whatever his name is from Orlando was bad, wait till you see this kid in Philly, number 8. He'll stand out to you. You'll notice him.
Mr. Krabs, welcome, and Lucas, welcome in. Mr. Krabs asked a good question here. How many goals left for Messi to pass Higuain for the highest goal scorer in Inter Miami history? Now, just for you guys to know, we do have a Messi tracker on our Twitter account, which let me just start plugging away here, baby. Follow us at Battered Herons, and you'll be able to find that. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing this video. Come on, guys. Look, with your phone, just swipe up, press that button, do that thing, chicken wang. Okay. Come on. Don't be lazy.
All right.
Guys.
Well, just to answer his question, Gonzalo Higuain had 29. Messi now has 8. He would have been tied for third overall with Robert Taylor with 8, but since Robert Taylor scored today, Robert Taylor now has 9, and Messi has 8. But 8 goals in 5 games—that's wild. So
It's
21 to go. 21 to go to tie.
Yeah.
So,
it's ridiculous.
it's on the way. He's on the way.
Oh, this is listen, Lucas, we're gonna have to answer that question off air one day with you, okay? Don't worry about that, Bobby.
All right. So, did anything else stand out to you today during the game?
I mean, the one other thing that stood out to me is obviously it was a little more boring because, and if I look back at the stats, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see that Messi touched the ball less. Probably the least that he's touched the ball out of all the games.
In the first half, he was touching it quite a bit. The second half, just I don't know. It just seemed like a lull for me. I don't know.
I didn't notice the same sort of persistence that he typically has had in the last couple games. And I mean, look, we're not going to get like this super all-star Messi all the time. I mean, they're going to put so much attention on him that other guys like Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets are going to branch out. I mean, look, even Ben Krem had some times where he was sort of pushing the ball up and starting to develop some stuff, right? So the fact that Messi is getting all of this attention is starting to help other players like Ben Krem, like Robert Taylor, branch out and look a lot better in their role, and not just be, I guess, handcuffed to what it is that they used to do before Messi came in. So,
well, I think that it's time for us to address certain players. So, for example, I think that we should address Diego Gomez. Diego Gomez came into the game. What did you think of him today? Because I felt like a big critique of his last game was his defense. But I thought that he was getting into it. I thought he played much better defense today. And he's active, man. Like
more composed.
Yes,
he played
like
more composed.
I think that he had a much better showing than he had obviously against Dallas. And if you had to guess on Tuesday, you think we stay with Monterrey starting to cook LAFC. Ooh. Do you think we start with Ben Krem on Tuesday, or you think it's Gomez time? Gomez, I thought Gomez looked much better now.
Listen, Ben Kremaki is having freaking press conferences with Tata. He just had one like a couple days ago.
This is true.
Ben Krem, I think, is creeping into that whole little Tata, like, be my wing person, whatever. So I feel like Ben Krem is in a perfect place where he's just flourishing. Because remember, I think he mentioned, I think in a press conference where he's like, a lot of these younger guys, they got opportunities because of injuries. But look at what's happening. Ben Kremaki is getting time, and he's a young guy. Like, I'm pretty sure that Ben Krem is showing enough stuff during practice, during drills, during games, where Tata is like, I can't drop this guy. I can't bench him. Like, this guy Diego, like, he's a little off the hinges. I think he played more composed, but I still think he's kind of a crazy person. No?
Are you surprised that we didn't see Robbie Robinson?
No, I'm not surprised. That guy's going to be on a one-way ticket to Tampa at some point. No?
When Ben Krem came out for Diego Gomez, which we were expecting, right? We knew it was going to happen. But when Robbie Taylor came off, I was like, Robert Taylor's coming off. Who's coming in? And then they put in who was it? David Ruiz. I was like, why is David Ruiz coming in for Robert Taylor? And that caught me off guard. I guess they want to go a little more defensive, but that really surprised me. And let me tell you something. I love David Ruiz. Like, I'm a big Sergio Ramos fan, but I get the same aggressive play from David Ruiz. I love seeing him on. But I thought Robbie Robinson might get in there.
Listen, I don't know if you've noticed this, and this is a great comment by James. Robbie Robinson to Miami FC confirmed. You put him on Miami FC playing on FIU Stadium. It is RIP for his knee for sure. Okay. Not only is he gonna vomit on that turf, but his knee is gonna shatter on that turf.
Hello guys, I'm from Argentina. It's almost 2 a.m. It's like what time is it? It's 12:45 here, so we're not 1 hour behind.
Yeah.
But you know, now after Inter Miami game, you got to get on and talk, right?
You talked about Robbie Robinson, and I don't know if you've noticed, but Victor Ulloa has been coming off the bench for a couple games. So I feel like, and I don't know if I'm out of the box by saying this, but I feel like Tata likes Victor Ulloa. Like, he's been plugging him in for like the last 5-10 minutes of a game. He has other players he can put in. Why is he putting in Victor Ulloa?
And you know what's weird is that I remember Franco came on here and he said that he thought that he had heard that he was going to get bought out. And then I had heard from a couple other reporters that Nick Marsman did eventually happen, was going to get bought out. And also that Robbie Robinson was on his way out. And 2 of those 3 ended up staying. Robbie Robinson is still around. Victor Ulloa is still playing. And actually, Nick Marsman is still practicing with us. Like, he's there playing with Campana. And it's I'm not sure what's going on here, but yeah, it does seem like Victor Ulloa is he must be a really nice guy. I mean, he's got the telenovela look down packed, so that must help.
Let me tell you, the moment that they get rid of him, he's gonna take the job from Gibbs of doing media for Inter Miami. Lucas, the wave was special. I drowned in the wave, and it was amazing.
What do you think of the wave? Are you a fan of the wave?
I don't know. I didn't know that it was something that's done in soccer games, but like, I get it. It keeps everybody sort of involved.
I think that is like the punctuation to a boring game. No?
Isn't the whole like, hey every time a pass goes on, hey, that
ole,
to me is
ole.
Yeah, ole, yeah, whatever. That seems to me to be like the punctuation of like the game is over.
No, I think the ole is like you're stringing together a bunch of good passes. It's like the other team can't do anything about it. But the wave is just like you're not watching the game. You're like, is it my turn?
You're waiting for the wave.
Is it coming? Is it almost here?
It's coming.
There it is. Oh, so I don't know. I think that the wave is just like the punctuation of like this game is so boring. The ole, I think, is more like you guys can't do anything. We're just gonna keep knocking this. We're just gonna keep knocking this ball back and forth, and you can't do anything. But the ole, I think I mean, sorry, the wave. I think just means like it's just boring.
And Lucas, you're mentioning again Nick Marsman about staying here playing fit. And Danny, I want to talk a little bit about what you're saying with him playing the soccer tennis, soccer pong with Campana. Every
Uh-huh.
time I see footage of someone playing soccer tennis ping pong, it's always against Campana. Is it me or is he like hustling these guys for large amounts of money? Because he's always playing that.
That's a great question. I don't know, but if I had to bet money on that, whoever the Brazilians are on the team, in our case, Gregory and Mota, I'd put money on them because Brazilians kill it on that. So
listen, Lucas, you let us know where you'll be at the next match that we go to, and we will link up. Promise you that.
for sure. Well, I mean, we're usually in the fan zone over by the yellow lot because we're too lazy to
Yeah.
walk around. But for sure, you let us know and we'll be there. Um, so I mean, I guess there's not too much else to talk about. Anything else that you wanna talk about at the game, Chris?
I mean, look, it was for me, and I didn't go to the Orlando game, so that says a little bit. It was an amazing atmosphere. My wife's first experience watching Messi. I was able to watch Messi with my son for a Cruz Azul game, and this was a lot better than the Cruz Azul game. It was a lot more entertaining. It had 4 goals. It was a great game, man. And for those of you who haven't been able to be a part of a game, it sucks that the prices are what they are. But if the sellers can't sell immediately, and if you wait out until the end, I think it might be worth your while to go. Trust me, it's worth the price of admission. And I recommend that any of you that are thinking about or debating on going to the game, I think that you guys should definitely go to a game. It's definitely worth it.
Do you think that Inter Miami is disappointed? Obviously, because they want the money for the game, but a little part of them is like, at least we don't got to deal with this fucking mess that's been the tickets on Tuesday. Because me personally, I was dying for the game to be on Tuesday here at home. But a little part of me is like, well, at least I don't got to deal with this bullshit because this week for that ticketing thing, that was a mess. And now I get to save like 200-300, well, 300-400 bucks probably because the
Yeah.
closer you get to the finals, the harder it is going to be to get tickets probably.
Well, and the other part is, I mean, it's it's like what everybody's saying here. Wait till game day, best option. And Mike V, we're gonna meet up by the alcohol plug. Just don't let nobody know where it's at. We know where he's at, so we'll be there.
And for those of you that are either not watching or curious, LAFC and Monterrey are tied in the 89th minute right now. So,
ooh, what?
if you didn't know, oh no, Monterrey just scored. I'm sorry, 3-2. Joe Shaw just put it as I put the game on. So, if Monterrey were to win and they were to somehow beat Nashville, right? Because
Is
Monterrey
the
has
fix
to
in?
has
Is
to,
the fix in? Is the fix in, son?
This is scripted.
This is
It's scripted.
crazy.
We're gonna get a home game for the final. It's scripted.
Look, everybody's going crazy, man.
Oh, it was okay. It was off a deflection. It was the goalie blocked it. It bounced back out, and then number 7 ran and caught that. Oh,
Listen,
well,
for those of you who are debating on whether you want to watch MLS often, this is amazing. To be able to see the pandemonium that occurs amongst teams, that we're playing against Liga MX teams. What are we doing, guys?
well, you know what? Thank you. I know I'm about to get off a little off topic a little bit, okay? But let me
Let's
just bring this
do
up.
it.
Today was Friday, August 11th, and EPL started today, right? Or technically, it's now tomorrow, and so Saturday's gonna be the first full slate of EPL games.
Yes.
And everybody's really hyped. Like, oh yes, EPL. Wow, yes. Oh, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the soccer from England and Spain. I think it's good soccer. I appreciate it. But for all of you hardcore EPL fans, I hope you enjoy the next 3 to 4 weeks. Because once you hit September, 75% of the league has no chance of winning the title anymore. And that's just the way the EPL works. Why you guys are so obsessed with that league, I don't understand. Is it because of the beautiful play? Yes, that's great. But man, does this suck that by September, basically 75% of the league is like, all right, that's it. Well, when's the FA Cup? So we could try to win that somehow. And that's it. That's basically the EPL season. You get hyped up for the first 3 or 4 weeks, and then it's like, okay, let's not get relegated, right? Because that's what we play for. Because we have no chance of winning the title,
Let's
and
just not be the worst.
And in a couple of weeks, we get to play a second or third division team in the FA Cup, so we could win a couple important games. And that's what the EPL is. That's what La Liga is. And I appreciate the skill there. But I'm talking about as far as fandom goes, I don't see why everybody thinks that is more entertaining than what you get with the MLS. Because in the MLS, at least you have a full season to root for a team. Whereas in EPL, that's it. September, I'm sorry, you're done. Man City won today 3-0. That's it. They already got a nice good start against Burnley. It's just, I don't know.
And listen, Estevao is saying that this is true. Lucas is mentioning
it's so much worse in France and Germany.
Yeah, Manchester City winning the league is so boring, overpowered team.
And in Germany, Bayern Munich has won it the last, I want to say, like 13 seasons. Like, why on earth?
That's really bad.
Why on earth? Like, the only way that you're a fan of another team is if you were born and that's your local team, right? So, and I get that. And if you're German, I get it. But if you're in the United States and you're choosing to watch these leagues, I don't understand why you would choose to watch it. And not that I don't understand why you would watch it. I don't understand why you would choose to watch it and then poop on MLS. That's my thing. Like, if you watch it because you like it, that's fine. But I dislike when people are like, but the MLS sucks. It's like, F you. Do you see the crap that you're watching? There's absolutely no competition. The same teams win over and over and over again. How is this any fun? So, whatever. That was my random rant.
But that's a great rant. And look, Lucas is mentioning, remember we were talking about tickets going for 100K. Looks like it might happen if we make the finals. Listen, for all of you that are wanting to go to a game, especially if you go to LAFC, you're selling at least your first 2 children.
Well, LAFC might be eliminated now. So let's say hypothetically, right? Because Nashville looked really good today. They beat Minnesota, I want to say like 5-0. So hypothetically, Monterrey, Nashville. Let's say Monterrey beats Nashville and Inter Miami beats Philadelphia and we host Monterrey. What are the chances that the front office in Inter Miami is like, you know what? We've kind of done our season ticket holders kind of dirty. This is the opportunity to do right by them. There's some season ticket holders that have been here since 2019. Our team took off in 2020. Maybe we can give them an opportunity to purchase their own tickets so that they can see their investment back in 2019 come to fruition right now in this final. Is there any chance that they are nice enough to fix this wrong for the final, Chris?
I really hope so, because other teams have it set where you can be able to get your season ticket.
Yes, Austin did that. Austin FC, right?
Yes. And not only that, but you can clearly tell that they can do it because the first game against Cruz Azul, everybody had like a specific code.
Look, Mike V just said this, right? And Mike V, I will fight you for putting this out into the ether if it becomes not true, because now you got my hopes up. Mike V has said that his rep told him that the next game, season ticket holders will get first right of refusal. This is what I've been asking for since the tournament started.
Yeah.
This is the way it should be. This is the way it was for the Barcelona game. But Mike V, if this doesn't happen,
he's coming.
I'm coming for you. Even though I have no idea what you look like, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
Oh my God! Now Estebandido's asking for the rep. There's gonna be names.
No, don't put the rep's name out there. Don't put the rep's name out there. You can tell us privately, but don't put it out there. I don't want anybody getting in trouble.
This is a great question by Mr. Krabs. How's the search going for Mr. Fridge Guy? I don't know if you guys noticed, but on my Twitter, I put out that it might be Mike Longan from the Green Lot or Peter Brown from Football Miami TV. And listen, those guys can have whatever alibis they want. I believe it's one of those two. Okay. If not, if you guys know who it is, you gotta put them up.
And I agree, Mike V. Don't disclose who your rep is. We don't want anybody getting in trouble.
We'll link up about that info.
I know we've gotten off track and we're not talking about the game anymore because that game was basically boring. But I'm kind of just writing this out because I just want to see the conclusion of this game, and we'll close it out with that. But one thing I did want to bring up, Chris told me something interesting. And if you've ever been down to the stadium and you're on the yellow lot side, there's a wall with a lot of names. And what Chris told me was that apparently these names are of season ticket holders from the year 2020. So this is my thing. When I found this out, I decided that I was going to walk up to this wall and I was going to find my name. Now, let me be very clear. When these tickets officially went on sale to the public, it was at 10 a.m. I made sure that I canceled everything that I had on my calendar for that day. Well, for the morning. I went into my office at work and I made sure that I was on there at 10 a.m. And I purchased those tickets within the first 3 or 4 minutes that they went on sale. How is it that my name is not on this wall?
What a bad one.
No, very dirty, very dirty, and I need other people to go check this wall because I need to know if I am the only one missing or if there are other victims like me, because this is kind of BS. I need to find out what's going on with this wall, or if maybe your information was wrong. Maybe that's not what that wall is for.
Listen, that's what I read. That's what I heard. That the names on those walls are the names of people that first purchased season tickets with the organization. I don't know if there's other like placards anywhere else around the stadium. We only looked around where that big sign is by the yellow lot.
This is a good comment right here. Messi pulled out the Spider-Man celebration. What's the next celebration, Chris?
Well, he did the Thor, right?
He did the Thor, he did the Black Panther, and now he did the Spider-Man.
I mean, what about like the Iron Man one, right? Like, well, first of all, what is an Iron Man celebration? Like, is he just like shooting up in the sky or whatever? I don't know. Isn't that what he does? Iron Man, he just kind of like shoots up in the sky.
I unfortunately I'm not.
He doesn't do anything special like grabbing a saber or anything.
It could be Captain America, right? He could do one.
He could do that.
With the shield. How dope would it be if they get a custom Captain America Inter Miami shield and they like just toss it at him? He's like,
no way, no way.
They dope. Do that. You got to save that for the final. You got to save that for the final.
If I was a ref, I'll red card his ass right there. I would red card him, red card Tata, red card Beckham.
If I was Adidas, I was Marvel, I would 100% jump on that and make a Captain America shield, black and pink with the logo. Oh, they probably put the Messi logo, whatever. That'd be pretty cool. Look, and
that sounds.
And Joe Shaw. I would love that. Just do the Thanos snap, and then everybody just starts deteriorating. Yeah. I like it.
That would be great. That would be great. I think that's actually better to do in the last game of the League's Cup because at that point you just blew everybody out of the water. But
I think he only does them at home, right? Because he can actually see his kids there, which
yes.
How much does he love that he gets to run up to his family after every goal?
That's phenomenal. That's a great feeling.
Well,
that's a great feeling.
Well, it's looking like how about to jinx it? Let's say it's looking like Monterrey is going to take this. So how are you feeling about Philadelphia? Because I guess we'll close it out now. On Monday, we have an in-depth preview with Todd the God from the Free Kick podcast, a Philadelphia Union podcast. But just right now, how are you feeling about Philadelphia? And with those 5 games coming up, because we have, 4 games, right? Because we already played today. 4 games, we have Philadelphia on Tuesday. We have either Monterrey or Nashville on Saturday because we're going to play either one of those in the final or in the third place game. And then we have the Open Cup against Cincinnati in Cincinnati on the 23rd. And then we have the annoying-ass Red Bulls on the 26th, which I still don't understand how they're always so good defensively. But we got them on the 26th in New Jersey. How are you feeling about the next couple of games? How are you feeling about Tuesday? What are you just thinking about the upcoming schedule?
Well, and 2 people have already chimed in saying that he's done that snap before for Barcelona. So that's that. What's up with MLS and their own goals? I don't know, brother. Thabit, it's happening to everyone. Now, oh, this
Oh, I
would
would love
be
that. I would
this
love
would
that.
be
Poetic
amazing,
justice.
Lucas.
Poetic
This
justice.
would be phenomenal. Imagine that. I mean, like Damian Lowe would have to retire, and he can only play for Jamaica, right? Like
yeah.
now,
So
I'm very scared of Philly. I'm very scared of Philly. Like I said, their goal chant traumatizes me.
that's it. That's
So
what you're worried about, the chant.
I mean, listen, but when they score, and then they throw it in your face with the doop, 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 dude. Like, what? That thing,
Yeah, but
it's
when we score, Messi's throwing webs at you. Same shit.
no, but that's like super annoying. Like Philly, first of all, they're annoying
Official.
fans to
Monterrey
begin
won.
with.
Monterrey won
Oh
official.
my goodness.
So the
Wow.
opportunity of us hosting a home game still alive in the finals. Still alive.
Guys, save your money now. Save every penny because you're gonna need that. You are going to need it. Philly, I'm terrified for. And like I mentioned in the last podcast, Nashville, they kind of put some fear in my heart too.
No,
They
for
put
sure.
some
Like the teams that are left are good
Mukhtar
teams.
Mukhtar plays for Nashville, no?
Mm-hmm.
He's a
Heine.
oh my god, that guy's a monster. That guy's a monster. I mean, he's not Messi, so I'm just hoping that we out monster him with all of our monsters, right? But like, he's a beast. He's good.
Yeah, LAFC
So
was up with 2-0 with 23 minutes left and they choked.
wow, they fumbled
Yeah.
the bag like that, Joe.
And Nashville is lucky because Nashville was gonna have to go to LA to play that game, and now they're gonna get to host. So, let's say hypothetically we beat. Well, I guess it's a silly
Ooh,
question. 'Cause I
look
was
at
gonna
what
say
James just said. They're not world beaters. 5 against 10 men. Not impressed. James is not impressed.
well, I wasn't aware that it
James
was
says,
10. Oh, Nashville's a good squad though.
yeah.
Look, we don't have. The thing is, a little part of me worries that we've been beating up on bad teams. Cruz Azul, what horrible when they started the Liga MX. Are they gonna get better? I don't know. But up until that point, they were horrible. Atlanta, second worst defense in the league, horrible. I think Orlando's the best team we've played. I know Dallas gave us a challenge or whatnot, but I don't
Yeah.
even think Dallas was that great. They just had a pretty decent game plan or whatever. But I think Orlando is the best team that we've played against up until now. And then we
Yeah.
played against
It's good,
Charlotte. So I'm kind of curious to see how we look against the best teams in the MLS. Now, I understand that Facundo Farias is in Miami. I don't know if
Yeah.
he'll be available to play on Tuesday, and I don't even know if with not much time to practice they would put him in there. But there's got to be rotating of lineups coming up soon because these games are coming fast. Right, we got Tuesday, Saturday, then Tuesday, and I think Friday or Saturday again. So it's gonna be a tough sledding. I have one more question for you before we close it out, Chris.
Yeah.
So these games that I was telling you about, right? The two League Cup games and then the Open Cup game. And
Yeah.
then we have that New Jersey game. Do you think that we kind of just throw the white flag in that New Jersey game?
I think so. I think at that point, well, you know what? I mean, we need every win we can get to be competitive in the MLS season, no?
But if you, let's say hypothetically, you win the League's Cup and then you win that Cincinnati game in Cincinnati, so you are now in the finals of the Open Cup. Do you think that they feel satisfied and they're like, dude, we've played like, what, at that point it would be like 6 games in like, I don't know, like 20 days. Like, do you think they're like, let's let these guys chill for a bit and let the young, because I mean the Red Bulls are great defensively, but they're not necessarily a juggernaut either. Since the game is in New Jersey, do you think they kind of just let him chill, or are they running out there 90 minutes?
My question is, look, I think that this team is wanting to hit the trifecta. I think that they want to try to get as many chips this year as possible, ride the wave as long as they can. My question is, I wonder if they think that they'd be a formidable opponent if they were to sit Messi and Busquets and just have Jordi Alba sort of quarterback this with crazy Gomez and
But
everybody
at that
else.
point, you have Facundo in there at that point. You still got Bankram. Like this team isn't like I know everybody's like, oh, this team is horrible. Like this team has some decent players, even outside of Messi and Busquets.
Yeah,
So,
no, for sure. I think that they're gonna. I think that if they feel that they can be able to, pull the win out even by sitting some of their major players, I think that they'll be able to do it.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
I know we're gonna talk about it on Monday, but are we let's just predict it right now. Do you think we win? Because I just can't see us losing. As weird as that may sound, even though Philadelphia's a good team and we're playing in Philly, I feel like what I've watched over the last month just tells me we're not losing.
I don't think we're losing, and I think that we better save the prediction for the show that we have against Todd the God. What do you think?
Good. I think it sounds good. All right. Well, we ran a little. I mean, I guess the last 20 minutes or so kind of just dragged. We kind of just wanted to see the finale of the Philadelphia game. So sorry if you got bored the last 20 minutes. This game itself was pretty boring, but from here on out, it's Miami versus everybody, because I mean, we either win or we. I'm sorry, we either lose or we cheat, right? That's what everybody says. I don't think anybody can say that today, though, right? Because that was pretty convincing.
Yes. And Tank, if you missed the show, go ahead and watch it from the jump, so that way you can catch everything that we kind of went over. So,
yeah. All right. Any final thoughts, Chris?
Listen, fun game. Philly is coming, or we're going to Philly, and we got Todd the God coming this week. For all those of you that have seen the podcast and have been able to watch Todd the God with us before, come
Great
on,
guest.
chill with us. He's incredible. He's he knows his stuff in and out for Philadelphia Union. Don't miss it. So we'll see you guys out there for sure.
Yeah. So if you're listening on audio, thank you for listening all the way to the end. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. And if you were live on YouTube and you were participating in the chat, thank you for participating. As always, the chat is our favorite part of the show. So thank you for that. And as always, if you are looking for any Messi or Inter Miami gear, go ahead and visit us at batteredfans.com. And until the next one, have a good one. Peace.